Okay, out of memory again. Sorry. So continuing from last footage again. Um, yeah, he didn't do such a great job as a mediator between my family and his parents and his family and all of his sisters and brother. And what's even more unfortunate is that any of his family member wasn't very supportive of my mom. That she was bearing all the pain herself. And I didn't realize when I was young, and I was dumb enough to just complain about what I don't have, acting very mature, and and I didn't really know any of that, so I was getting along very well with my cousins, which is his family, and I didn't realize that every time there's a national holiday in this country, she had to go over there to his family's house, doing all the chores, but don't really get praise or credit for it because it was assumed, and it is still. Um, it's the one thing horrible about Korean tradition is that wife, especially that of the first son in the family, is assumed to take over all, which I don't really think is fair at all. And and upon the divorce of my parents, um, they've been blaming my brother because my brother wanted to stay with my mom, and and his and my dad and his family didn't really understand that because they all believed that all of the kids had to to uh, belong to the husband, and I still um, up until this moment I haven't fully forgiven my dad and his family, and it even more outrages me when I found out that he wasn't very supportive of my mom um, over the years, because I found out that they are actually forced to marry. And when I asked my mom um, if she really loved her, um, she she couldn't answer because uh, the social norm was that everyone was expected to marry in early 30s, not even that, late 20s, and it seemed like they really hurried in getting married without love. It wasn't absolutely without love, but it was forced somewhat. And I just recently found it out because I had a chance to really had an open talk with my mom, and it really hurt me. It still does. I felt I felt a huge breakdown of my emotions, and I wanted to cry, but I couldn't. And I found myself stuck in between uh, my mom's pain and my dad's ego. See, I don't really. Um, I respect my dad for some of the good things he has done, but I I absolutely don't agree with some of the things that he has done as well. And every time I talk with him, it seems like there's a huge wall standing in between us because I can't really agree with his old ideas, and he doesn't want to change it. And I accepted it in the past, but it's becoming harder and harder for me to live just enduring everything, just like how my mom had. had been. And I'm sorry guys, it really is kind of getting on my nerves, and when I think about it, it makes me mad. But the reality is that I can't change who I am, and either of my parents uh, has given me birth to me. That's undeniable. So I try to accept that. I try to uh, be the best son I can be. But every time I talk with my dad, every time I find myself a discordance uh, with him, it was really hard for me to forgive him and be closer to him. I talk again in the next video.